You may have listened to me reading from Laurie Lee's Cider with Rosie. I have another book here by him, I Can't Stay Long. It consists of a number of short passages, and I'm going to read from an article he wrote about the disaster at Aberfan, but I'm going to read the bits which deal more generally with Welsh coal mining communities in South Wales. Such villages learned to accept a twilight world where most of the menfolk worked down the pits. Many died early, with their lungs full of coal dust, and the life was traditionally grim and perilous. Disaster, in fact, was about the only news that ever came out of the valleys. The sudden explosion underground, miners entombed alive, or the silent death in the dark from gas. Wales and the world were long hardened to such news. The Welsh are not like any other people in Britain, and they know how separate they are. They are the Celts, the tough little wine-dark race who were the original possessors of the island, who never mixed with the invaders coming later from the east, but were slowly driven into the western mountains. For well over 1,000 years they inhabited this remote otherworld, protected by poverty and their mysteries of language, showing a talent for survival in the face of Anglo-Saxon encroachment, and remaining insular, tribal, and necessarily devious, border raiders at times, passive resistors at others, but content on the whole to be left alone. And they might have remained so, being chiefly interested in sheep, but for the discovery of the rich coal seams in the south, which took most of the farmers and shepherds off their mountainsides and put them to work underground. Here was raised a breed of men accustomed to toiling in darkness, who grew old, robbed of half their daylight, condemned to an ugly, dangerous, and second-class life, bringing up their families in the waste of the pits, semi-slaves in fact, seeking consolation like Negroes in music, poetry, and religion, in occasional outbreaks of protest of a rhetorical nature, but mostly in the hope of something better in the life to come. Puritan, unpredictable, in some ways still pagan, they have had to exchange their pastures for the mining slum, where the little slate-grey chapels replace their sylvan temples, their passionate hymn-singing the light they lost. But their particular strength in privation has always been the old tribal tradition, reflected in a close-knit feeling for family. Misfortune to one carries a shockwave to all, more instinctively than anywhere else in Britain. Death and disaster have always been familiar to the Welsh, and in the past have only bound them closer. Laurie Lee, I Can't Stay Long. I read it because my own family were coal miners in South Wales for many years.